Well, hello there, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the Lord of the Rings capsule, as I said I would. Apologies that I've been a bit quiet for the last couple of days. I've been concentrating on my competition piece, but I am here now and doing this for you now. So, I'll do all that. So you've got the read me first, as per usual. On this one, it does give you quite specific. This one does give you quite specific hints about what to do, because this is a very different set to what we're used to. So I'm just going to pop that there. Again, if you want to pause and have a read through of that, you can do. But obviously, if you're going to be making one of this yourself, I thoroughly encourage you to read this fully. Because they are very different to the other sets. So we have this little guy. This one has got a bit warped. That didn't happen from me. That's genuinely just because the sometimes they come like that, unfortunately. Let me just tilt you down a little bit. There we go, that's better. So I have got some spare ones of those, which I will use. That I was sent by a lovely friend of mine. Should I unbox? Yeah, I'm going to unbox first and then I'm going to show you what we're going to be making. So this is a lovely little tool chest. It's very cute. Very cute. And inside you have part of a map. And if you collect all these parts, you can make the full map of Middle-earth, which is very cool. You also have a little, it gets stuck on the packaging all the time. You have a little sanding block for sanding your finished product. You have a little anvil, an adorable little hammer. Now the anvils and hammers and stuff are different depending on which ones you get. This is one of the Orokai part of the range. I'll show you the full range in a minute and show you all the different things you can get if you've not done one before. Let's open this bag next. These bags are super cute. I love the artwork on them. And they usually just pop open. So in here we have our resin and our nozzle. As I say, I'm going to be using a different one of these, but you just pop that onto the nozzle and then it gives you that extra bit to get into the mould. So nice pretty packaging of resin. And then the last thing that you get in this set, obviously you get your stand and your handles, so you can make two from the products that you're given. I will get my words out today, I do apologise. And then the final thing is the mould itself, which again, if you haven't made one of these, the moulds are amazing, but they're very unique to this series, which is why I say definitely read that read me first bit if this is your first one that you're doing, because it is very different. So this is the mould. As you can see, the hole in it is very tiny. If you were to try and actually with this one you can get that down there, the little nozzle, so maybe I don't need the extra long thing. Maybe I'll just use the nozzle because you can, but some of them are ridiculously thin, so it's very difficult to get the nozzle down. So now that you've seen all of that, let's open this, show you all the different ones you can get, and then I'll show you which one we got. So we have the Herogrim and Elven Dagger, the Sting and the High Elven Sword, the Shards of Narzel and the White Knives, the Hunting Axe and Narzel, Double-Headed Axe and Witch King Longsword, Morgul Knife, Orokai Sword, and then these three unknowns. Two are rare, well, one's rare, one's ultra rare, and one is a limited edition. I haven't found these three yet. These two my husband has made. This one we don't have. This is the one we're going to be making today, the Witch King Longsword. These two we don't have. That was the first one we made. That was very, very interesting to make. And yeah, we've made quite a few of these, to be honest. But there are some that we are missing in the set. So I will do future videos on those as and when we get them. This was a duplicate that I got. It was a blind bought. I knew it was an Orokai one, but I didn't know which one. And I've been buying my husband the full set. That was a duplicate we got. So that's why I'm making it on here today. So here again, these are the things you get with the set. Obviously one sword handle per sword. So again, you can make 2 of these. So it shows you first of all to put that nozzle on, and then get the nozzle right to the bottom of the mould, which is why the nozzle is a better idea. Actually, I'm going to go and grab a nozzle in a second. Fill it all the way up to where the hilt's going to be, and then tap the hilt in, cure it. It says for 60 minutes in the sun. I put it under my lamp for an hour because I think that's the best option. I have a continuous mode on my UV lamp, so I will be doing that, leaving that for 60 minutes and then coming back to you. And then you demold, file, pop it into the stand, and there you are. Right, I'm just going to go and grab another nozzle. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So thanks to my lovely mini friend, you know who you are. She sent me this bag of these. They're very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't the exact same one, but that's what they're supposed to look like, and that's what they've given me, you see. So now the first tip, you will read about this in the readme section of the readme first section of the kit, but the first thing I can tell you is make sure you shake the resin a lot before you start. It's the first thing it tells you on this readme pro tip. So definitely shake it before you use it, because it will otherwise, because it's coloured resin, you will end up with mostly clear, and then when you do your second sword it will be mostly dark. So I'm just doing that for you now. There we go. Right, so then you just twist that cap off as usual, pop your nozzle on, pop the extender on, and then get that nozzle as far down into the bottom of there as humanly possible, and then just squeeze the resin. Because it's clear, the mould, you can see, let me just let that bubble pop, sorry, there's just a couple of bubbles that come out. Because the mould is clear, you can see where the resin is going to make sure that you're doing what you should be doing. Let me just let that go in there 1 second. Apologies, my dog is complaining in the background again. Goodness knows why. Okay, let me just do this again. There we are. Okay. There, you can see when it's filling up, which is really good. But it is a real struggle to get it out of there on these ones. I'm just going to leave that upside down, and I'll be back with you in a moment. I'm just going to let some of that sink down before I continue. Okay, so I've left that upside down for a while. I've let the resin sink in to the mould. These are really tricky. They sometimes turn out okay, they sometimes turn out really badly. So You can see that the resin does go all the way to the bottom, but you don't know if there are any bubbles lurking in there until you demold it. So that's the advice I'll give you, is just to sort of be really patient with it, and you know, don't beat yourself up if it's not perfect. I think that's why they give you 2, to be completely honest with you. So now that you can see that the resin is at the level, I mean, it's just above the level, to be honest, that they told me to put it to. So this may well seep over this plastic bit a bit. So we just pop that in there like that. Use a little hammer to knock it down a little bit. And you can see the resin's come to the top there. But I don't really mind that, to be honest, because at least if it's coming up there a little bit, it's going to adhere and the handle's going to stay in there. As I say, this is the only bit I'm concerned about because I can't tell if there are bubbles in there or not. So I guess we will find out together in an hour. While I'm waiting for that to set, I'm just going to pop the stand together. The first one of these that we got, that my husband put together, I thought there was something wrong with it because this is all mottled, but it was the same on the other one, so I'm guessing it's fine. So you just take the long piece, you've got little notches in the end pieces, so you just clip those in like that. And then the same on the other side. Make sure they're facing the same way. There is a right way and a wrong way. And then that's your stand done. Nice and easy. Okay, so that's had an hour under the lamp now. So now the way I do it is I grab these little extra bits, like these extra bits on the edges, and just gently pull them down all the way to the bottom, and then pull them out like that all the way down. And you can actually see it releasing, and then squeeze from the bottom again, and then squeeze from the top, and then just make sure you grab all of this bit and just give it a little pull. You don't want to be too heavy-handed because you could snap the blade inside. And then once you've done that, just pull these edge bits down like that. And if you can do that and push down at the same time, that's the best way of doing it. And then you've got more to grab hold of. Grab hold of a bit more. Give it a little pull. And now you can just slide it out. And there is a perfect witch sword. It is a bit clearer in the bottom. Obviously I did shake it very well, but I think maybe some of the mica took a while to come to the surface. I'm trying to get a good angle for you. Maybe if I do that. No. Maybe if I do that. Any better? There we go. So you can see it is a little bit clearer at the end, but I think it's turned out really nicely. And there is quite a lot of resin around here, but it is the same colour as the hilt. So it hasn't gone too bad. And it's so shiny, and I know you probably can't see it that close. Yeah, no, it's not focusing, unfortunately. There we go. You can see it's really shimmery and it's just beautiful. They are really, really beautiful pieces. And then just to finish it off, you just pop it onto the stand like that. And it's done. It's completed. So I'm happy that you've come with me on this journey. I don't feel like I need to sand it down or anything. These are here if you do need to, but I don't feel like I need to. I'm going to make the other one at my leisure. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you continue to watch, and the person that asked me in the comments to do a Lord of the Rings Miniverse, I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.